Hi everybody, thanks for attending this TWP-TV session. Hopefully you all find it useful and actually enjoy this session. I'm hoping that most of you will already have subscribed and followed TWTV on YouTube. There's some really useful stuff on there, some fantastic CPD sessions and resources, not just for apprentices, but for activity professionals, line managers, and employers. Lots of useful stuff. So please give us a follow on TWP TV, which is on YouTube. So this session, this is basically my top 5 reflective account tips, and it's designed to hopefully help all you apprentices out there complete reflective accounts to a good standard, and lessen any frustration that you might have when you're actually producing reflective accounts. And what I want you to consider is, when you're doing reflective accounts, keep calm, allow yourself to actually be a beginner. Just remember, nobody starts out as an expert, right? And that is especially relevant when you're on an apprenticeship. It's a journey. Okay, you're not going to be the finished article or an expert from the start. All right. So, top 5 reflective account tips. Before we go to number 5, because I'm going to go start at number 5 and come all the way down to number 1. Just some thoughts from me, and the title of this is a tutor's frustration. It does say frustration, but not necessarily a bad thing. And the statement there is, you say it relates to daily. Okay, I see lots of outstanding work handed in. Okay, as do the other tutors who I work with. This work shows creativity, knowledge, insight, learning, and understanding. Now, if I'm honest, some work actually inspires me sometimes. Okay, sometimes I learn from it, right? But sometimes the work has to be sent back, or it has to be done again. I can hear everybody asking why. Why does it have to be sent back? And the answer lies within some really simple things like spelling, grammar, punctuation, structure. They're the simple things that reduce the amount of work potentially that you have to do, and the frustration of the dreaded resubmission. Now, I know some of you will know what a resubmission is. Some of you won't. Okay, a resubmission is actually work that you think you've completed being sent back to you. Okay, because it either needs to be done again, or it needs to be changed or modified. And resubmissions can be quite frustrating. Just four statements here, and I want you to consider, and I want you to use these sort of as a basis for producing your reflective accounts. Okay, so perfection's helped by preparation. Prepare for your reflective account. Don't rush it. Take your time. Really important. Too many students rushing into reflective accounts, right? And putting them in before they're ready, which means that they just ultimately get sent back. Competence is helped by consideration. Consider the task. Consider the questions on the reflective account. Ask yourself what they actually mean. Excellence is helped by experience. Lean on your own experience, okay, and on the experience of others. So consider who else you may be able to access and ask questions based on their experience. Line managers, tutors, mentors, employers, okay. And learning is helped by logic, right? Think it through. Think your reflective account through. Make sense of it and ask questions. If you don't understand, ask questions. That's really important. So there's my 4 headings there, and I want you to try and use those as a base to produce your reflective accounts. So here we go. Top 5 reflective account tips. I'm going to start at number 5. So number 5 is proofread your work. Right? Don't be in a rush to hand your work in. Proofread it yourself, or get somebody else to proofread it. Right? That'll eliminate errors, spelling mistakes, grammar issues. and give you a valuable second opinion on your work. Okay, but please consider who is the right person to proofread your work. Okay, as an example, if you've got a younger brother, right, who's 11, 12, 13-year-old, I would suggest that that's not the best person to proofread your work. So please consider who the right person is. But I know at the moment we don't have many students actually proofreading work. It's important, it's really vital, and it'll cut down on the amount of work that you have to do. So that's number 5, proofread your work. Number 4, questions are good. Okay, all questions are good questions in relation to your reflective accounts. If you don't understand, ask somebody. Tutors, mentors, colleagues, and employers can all help, right? Please don't fall into the trap of using "I don't understand" as an excuse not to complete work, because eventually it'll catch up with you, and you'll end up with a stockpile of work and you'll be overwhelmed, right? So, and just from myself, honestly, I've had a lifetime of answering questions, so I don't mind. Ask away, ask questions. It is really, really, really important. So that's number 4. Questions are good. Number 3, use your resources. Okay, so use the resources provided. We provide you, TWP provide you with resources to complete your reflective accounts, to complete your various units of work. Those resources are there. I've lost count of the amount of times I've taught the student that a resource is available, and the student will actually turn around and say, "I didn't know it was there." And my frustration is, look, take the time to have a look what resources are available. Okay, so some students, they're actually in such a rush to finish that they actually forget where to start. Often your resources are the starting point. Things like guidance documents, reflective account examples, TWP, which we've already mentioned, your own research and evidence, okay, which you could have potentially gathered over a long time, a mentor, and of course, possibly your biggest resource of all, which is your TWP tutor, right? Get on the phone, email, ask questions. So number 3, use resources, vitally important. Number 2, simple one, but it's really relevant. Take the time to read your reflective account. Okay, consider what the main title of your account is. Okay, what are the questions that you need to answer? Now, you may think that's really, really simple, but I have on a number of occasions seen accounts, and when I've looked at the content on the account, the content is actually quite good. It's structured well, the spelling's good, the grammar's good, there's lots of really good information in there, but it's not actually relevant to the reflective account. It's not answering the questions that the reflective account has actually answered. So please consider that. How is the account structured? Is it divided into main sections, such as a description, evaluation, an impact statement? Do the main sections require specific information? That will be there in the reflective account. How many words are needed? Okay, consider that. If you don't put enough words in, potentially it's going to get sent back to you. Can the account be divided into paragraphs with headings? Okay, will your answers relate to the questions? We've already covered that. Do you need evidence? Okay, does the account need signatures? Okay, does it need a student signature, an employer signature, a tutor signature? So, for me, read your account, then read it again. Get somebody else to read it, and then read it once more. Ultimately, it will save you time and reduce frustration, or the frustration of additional work. So that's number 2. Take the time to read your account. Now, here's number 1. Don't rush and prepare well. Okay, and I'm going to relate this to a story that you may know, you may not know. If you don't know, you're possibly going to have to, if you're of a certain age, you may have to go on Google and actually Google this story. Okay, so this is the story about the hare and the tortoise. Okay, and I'm gonna, my title is The Hare and the Tortoise, the reflective account race. Okay, the path to success for the hare, it's frantic and it's rushed. Okay, and that is really relatable to the way some apprentices work. Okay, So the hair might get there first, okay, but he might also get sent back before he actually achieves success. The tortoise, on the other hand, is more considered. He prepares well. He actually plans his journey. He understands his strengths and weaknesses and where he actually needs success. So his success is actually made in his preparation. Okay, and that will be the same for you. The success of your reflective accounts will be all down to your preparation. So don't rush into your reflective accounts. Prepare well and consider what is needed and how you're actually going to get there. And actually, when is the best time to hand your work in? Sometimes students hand the work in too early, okay, before it's ready, and it gets sent back and just creates more work. Okay. At the end of the day, reflective accounts are about reflection, and reflection takes time. Okay. So that's number one. Don't rush. Don't rush and prepare well. Number one. Success. All right. So I want success for you as an apprentice. I want you to get through your qualification, pass with flying colours. But ultimately, your success has to be achieved. It can't be rushed. Okay, and that's the same. And ultimately, that's the same for all apprentices. So you have to have a considered approach. It's a journey. It's not a race. It's not about who gets there first. It's about you achieving success in whatever way suits you. Okay, so that's my top 5 reflective account tips. Please take those tips, use them as a basis to produce reflective accounts. They're pretty straightforward. There's only 5 of them, but I will guarantee that ultimately they will help you produce good or outstanding reflective accounts. Okay, so guys, thanks for attending. I really appreciate it. As I've said, access all of the other good stuff on TWP-TV. There's lots and lots of good stuff on there, and please use the top 5 reflective account tips as a basis to help with your apprenticeship and your reflective accounts. Thank you very much.